One of my biggest pet peeves, and honestly, it's probably my problem that it's one of my pet peeves, but is when people imply that my business is doing well or that I'm doing well because I got lucky. You know, right place at the right time. I had a social media following already. The market got really strong during COVID. Blah, blah, blah. Well, it's not luck. And it doesn't annoy me because it hurts my ego or feels disrespectful. I couldn't care less about that. It annoys me because it gives whoever is saying it or hearing it an excuse, and it undermines their autonomy. It doesn't just say, I'm doing well or my business is doing well because I'm lucky. It says, you're not doing well because you're not lucky. Luck has nothing to do with it. I got a busy day. Literally 2 degrees out right now in Minnesota, which is not all that particularly strange. And in the winter, we don't have a ton of daylight hours. It's 9:40 or so right now. Sun goes down at mid 4 o'clock, somewhere 4:30, maybe something like that. But we have to be done with our home tour video so that a photographer can get there at 1:30 and do a bunch of photos, twilight photos when the sun goes down, a Matterport tour, and also measure for the floor plan. And I'm kind of worried that the drone won't work in this cold of weather. I guess we'll see.
Hi, what can I get started for you?
Hey, I'm picking up a mobile order for Jesse.
Alright, you can drive forward for me.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi. There you go.
Thanks.
Have a good one.
You too. This is the house that we're doing the virtual tour for. Super cute house in Delano. Literally, like, you could walk to school, church, coffee, a bar, a restaurant. Anyway, super cool. We're not talking about that. I think it's in Rich Dad Poor Dad that Robert Kiyosaki talks about how everybody has an unfair advantage. He says, if you're broke, and then you got nothing to lose, right? If you're wealthy, you have money to spend, but you have a lot more to lose. I do believe that everybody has some sort of unfair advantage because everybody's different. But then what that also means to me is that then everybody also has an unfair disadvantage. So where it's located, we're a few blocks from Delano High School. There's a really great bedroom and or office. More and more people are moving towards. And in this case, we have a new French door refrigerator, a new 5-burner gas range with and that outdoor kitchen. Again, you have this great 1920s formal dining space. Stairs to the basement, very nice and huge finished basement right here. But first, let's head upstairs. And the reality is, to the extent that I got lucky, it's just that I happened to choose to invest into certain skills along the way. I took the time to learn how to be a photographer and filmmaker. I was doing weddings and music videos and things like that. I also had a vlog, so at some point I learned how to talk to camera, kind of, even though if you watched early videos on my first real estate channel, it was not particularly good. I flipped a few houses, but before I did that, I knew nothing about renovation. I knew nothing formal about design other than that I just enjoyed it. I learned everything I needed to learn off of YouTube, and about the investment side of things, I read book after book after book, and I listened to podcast after podcast after podcast. And I even got decent, I don't know that I'm even that good now, but I got decent at talking to strangers about whatever because I was a server and a bartender. I learned hospitality to some degree from doing that. I don't think many people would sort of put that at the top of the list of a resume of why they run a successful business. But look, I definitely had my disadvantages. For one, the year previous to starting real estate, I made $50,000 in that year. I was pretty, week to week, paycheck to paycheck. I went into real estate with having fundamentally no money, no savings at all. Which, by the way, pretty much every dollar I made previous to real estate, I was putting into music or filmmaking or something like that. It was basically had no walking around money, but I was trying to make those things happen. And I don't come from money. I grew up without much money at all. My friends were pretty much all broke musicians. My sphere of influence was pretty much all artists without a ton of money. And I gotta get going. When I first got licensed, it was a week before COVID, a week before the world shut down. It was a pretty scary time to have just gotten licensed and to just started, fundamentally a career change or starting my own business. It felt absolutely crazy. But now, I gotta go to a meetup that my team does. Put on these meetups for the clients that we help. So they can, make friends because they're new to the area. See you, Paul. And so I became obsessed. And I think what truly was my biggest advantage is that in my head, I was 100% sure that I would make this work one way or another. It was maybe desperation. It may have been part enthusiasm, part just excitedness and realizing the opportunity that was in front of me, but also desperation and just being so sick of working for people who I didn't think cared about my well-being, my future, my plans, anything like that. And right now it's 9:45 p.m. I'm just getting home from the meetup that my team does. It's been a 12-hour plus day, but it's my own 12-hour plus day, and so it feels worth it. And so when people say that I got lucky, I just lucked out to be where I'm at, or that happenstance brought me to the point that I'm at, I would say it's not luck, it's not happenstance. It's being completely committed to the life that I want to have, the future that I want to have. And one thing's for sure, it's not gonna be my work ethic that stops me from that future. See you in the next one.